Necklines. Piping or cording. Pin the cording to the right side of the garment with the cord just outside seam line and the cording stitch line just inside the seam line, leaving excess cording at ends. Tack cording to the garment. Remove pins. Stitch cording to garment. Stitch between the cord and the stitching encasing the cord. Construct facing the right side together. Pin and tack to the garment. Warp ends of the facing around the zipper halves to the inside of the garment. With the wrong side of the garment up, stitch facing to the garment along the seam line. Press seam flat. Trim the seam allowances diagonally at across seams and corners. Press seam open and then press facing and seam allowances away from the garment. Stitch along the neck seam line through all seam allowances. Turn facing inside and press. Tack facing to garment at shoulders. Tack fabric at ends of cording closed slip stitch, facing ends to zipper tapes. Single layer binding. Working method of a single layer binding. Cut binding of 4 times the desired finished width and the length of the neck seam plus 5 cm. Place the binding over the garment with the right sides facing each other. Pin it after checking for correct matching of neck shape. Stitch the binding to the garment along the seam line. Remove the pins and trims and excess binding at ends to 1 cm. Fold ends of binding back even with placket edges. Trim across the corners. Bring binding up over the seam allowance to the inside garment. Fold the raw edge of the binding along the seam line. Pin in place and slip stitch ends. From inside, press the neck edge. Double layer binding. For double layer binding, cut the strip double the size of the single layer binding. The right sides together, pin the binding. With binding up stitch to the garment along the seam line, trim excess binding at ends to 1 cm. Fold ends of binding back even with placket edges. Bring binding up over seam allowance to inside of the garment. Pin in place. Slip stitch ends of binding closed. Slip stitch the folded edge of binding to the garment along the entire neck seam line. Press the neck edge. Facing. Draw the shape of the edge to be finished, that is, the neckline in a brown paper. With this neckline outline as a base, measure about 5 cm all round the shaped neckline and complete the facing piece pattern. Using pattern, cut the facing piece from the remaining fabric. Face the placing over the neckline of the garment with its right edges facing each other and pin and tack it. Trim the seam allowance to bring cut perfect neck shape. Turn facing to inside of the garment. Check whether the center front or center back of the facing coincide with the garment for correct shape and press it. Work out the other end of facing, turned and stitched. With ends folded under, stitch a row of machining to the finished neckline facing. Plain sleeve. We assume 0 to 1, that is sleeve length 14 cm. Square out horizontally and vertically from 0. 0 to 2 is chest divided by 4, minus 1 cm. 2 to 4 is chest divided by 12 plus 1.5 cm. Square down from 2 and mark 3. 0 to 5 is chest divided by 12 minus 1 cm. Now join 4 to 5. Divide 4 to 5 into equal parts and then mark 6, 7 and 8. Square up from 7. 7 to 11 is equal to 0.3 cm. Square up from 6. 6 to 9 is equal to 0.5 cm. Square up from 8. 8 to 10 is equal to 0.5 cm. Shape 4, 11, 9, 10 and 0. 5 to 12 is equal to 1 cm. 4 to 13 is equal to 3 cm. Square up from 13. 13 to 14 is equal to 1 cm. Join 12 and 14. Divide 12 and 14 into 3 equal parts and mark 15 and 16. Square up from 15 and 16. 15 to 17 is equal to 16 to 18 is equal to 0.5 cm. Shape 4, 14, 17, 18 and 0. 3 to 19 is equal to 2.5 cm. Join 4 and 19. Bracelet sleeve. Pattern making. The front side. 0 to 1 is 1/8 of bust plus 6.5 cm. 0 to 2 is elbow length plus 1 cm. 0 to 3 is sleeve length plus 2 cm. Square out lines from 2 and 3. 5 to 3 is equal to 0 to 1. And now join 1 to 5. 0 to 6 is equal to about 2.5 to 5 cm. 1 to 7 is 1/8 of bust minus 1.5 cm. That is 10 minus 1.5, that is 8.5 cm. 7 to 8 is 5 cm. Now join 6 to 8. 3 to 10 is half bottom round plus 1.5. Shape 7, 8, 9 and 10. 10 to 11 is 1 cm. Now join 11 and 3. Shape 7, 12 and 11. Back side. 0 to 13 is equal to 3 to 15 is equal to 1 to 0. 13 to 16 is equal to 1 to 7. 0 to 17 is equal to 6 to 0. Now join 16 and 17. 18 is a midway or 16 to 17. 18 to 19 is 1.5 cm. Now shape 0, 17, 19 and 16. 3 to 20 is 3 to 10 plus 1.5 cm. Join 16 to 20 and extend 1 cm. Join 21 to 3. 22 to 21 is half of 21 minus 3 plus 1.5 cm. Point 23 is on the line drawn from 2. Take small darts on 22 and 23. Fly sleeve. Zero to 1, that is 1/8 of chest, is equal to 7.5 cm. 0 to 2 is sleeve length, that is 20 cm. Square down from 1 to get 3. 1 to 4 is 1/8 of chest plus 1.5 cm. 0 to 5 is equal to 2 to 5 cm. Join 4 to 5. 6 is the midway of 4 to 5. 6 to 7 is 2 cm. Shape back side, that is 4 to 7 and 5 to 0. Shape front side, that is 4 to 8 to 9 to 0. 2 to 10 is equal to 5 cm. 3 to 11 is equal to 2.5 to 5 cm. Now join 11 to 4. 11 to 12 is about 2.5 cm. Now shape 12 to 10. Bishop sleeve. Zero to 1 is equal to 1/8 bust plus 6.5 centimeter. 0 to 2 is sleeve length plus 2 centimeter. 2 to 3 is equal to 1 to 0. Now join 3 to 1. 1 to 4 is bust divided by 8. 0 to 5 is equal to 2.5 centimeter. 6 is the midpoint of 4 to 5. 6 to 7 is 2 centimeter. Shape the back side, that is 4, 7, 5 and 0. Square up from 4 to 8. 8 to 5 is joined, taking 1 centimeter above. 10 to 3 is equal to 2 centimeter. Now shape 10 to 2. 11 is the midway of 10 to 4. 12 to 11 is 1.5 centimeter. Shape 4 to 12 and 12 to 10. 10 to 13 is bust by 8 plus 1.5 centimeter. Cuff. 16 to 15 is equal to cuff width plus 1.5 centimeter. 17 to 15 is half cuff width plus 1.5 centimeter. 18 to 17 is the same as 16 to 15. If required, take a curve at 18. Collar. Peter Pan collar. Drafting a Peter Pan collar. We start with 0 to 1, that is neck round divided by 2, that is 14 centimeter. Now square out horizontally and vertically from 0. 0 to 2 is 2.5 centimeter. 2 to 3 is 0.5 centimeter. 1 to 4 is chest divided by 12, that is 5 centimeter. 1 to 5 is half of 1 to 4, that is 2.5 centimeter. 5 to 6 is 1 centimeter. 1 to 7 is also 1 centimeter. 1 to 8 is the same as 0 to 8, that is half of 0 to 1. Now shape 7, 6, 4, 3 and then join 3 to 0. Paper pattern is prepared and master pattern is also prepared, leaving 0.5 centimeter all round. Lay the pattern on a cloth matching the bias grain and then cut out 3 pieces from it. One piece is the upper collar, one piece is the under collar, and the other one serves as lining. Stitch along the outer seam line, maintaining the shape of the curved shape, and the corner leaving the neck edge open. Trim the corner and clip the fullness in seam allowance of the curved shape. Then press them towards the underside of the collar. Turn the collar unit with right side out. Bring seam line under collar side and fix the diagonal basting. Then press. Open collar or rolled collar. Prepare a paper pattern according to draft and instructions for drafting on a double-layered brown paper. Instructions for drafting. Square out horizontally and vertically from point 0. 0 to 1 is neck divided by 2, that is 14 cm. Now square up from 0 and 1. 0 to 2 is equal to 1 to 3. Chest divided by 12 plus 2 cm. Now that equals 7 cm. Now join 2 and 3. 0 to 4 is equal to 1 to 5. Now that is 2 cm. Now join 4 to 5. 3 to 6 is 2.5 cm. Now join 5 to 6. 0 to 7 is chest divided by 12 plus 1 cm. That is 6 cm. Now divide angle 5 to 1 to 7. 1 to 8 is equal to 2 cm. Now shape 0 to 7 to 8 to 5. Cut the interlining material with the help of the pattern, but extend horizontal center line by 1 cm. Lay the pattern on double-layered sample cloth. Pin interlining on the wrong side of the collared piece. Give 0.75 seam allowance on sides and lower edge. Mark and cut on the outlines. Set balance marks on the center of the shaped edge. Stitch the interlining to the collar piece below the center line, leaving 2 mm from the edge. Fold collar piece with interlining on the center line, with right side of the collar together. Trim off the corners and take care to not cut the seam line. Turn the collar piece so that the right side is out. Use bodkin to pull out all the corners neatly. Top stitch from the upper side of the collar on 3 edges, leaving 0.5 cm.
Mandarin collar. Zero to 1 is equal to n divided by 2 is equal to 14 centimeters. Square up from 0. 0 to 2 is equal to 3 centimeters. 1 to 3 is equal to 0 to 2. 1 to 4 is equal to 1 centimeter. Square up from 4. 4 to 5 is equal to 1 centimeter. Shape 3 to 5. 4 to 6 is equal to 0 to 2. 0 to 7 is equal to 2 centimeter. 7 to 8 is equal to 0 to 4. 7 to 9 is equal to half 7 to 8. 0 to 10 is equal to half 0 to 1 plus 1 centimeter. Make a curved line at 5, 3, 9 angle. Cut the pattern. Transfer the pattern on fusible interlining and cut it on the outer lines without giving any allowances. Lay this fusing piece over sample on wrong side of material. Cut the fabric leaving 0.75 centimeters seam allowance all around the fusing piece. Take fused piece, upper collar, and turn the seam allowance of lower edge of cloth over the fusing. Waist and top stitch from right side at a distance of 0.5 centimeters. Place the fused piece on the upper edge of undercollar, matching grains and balance marks. Pin and baste. Stitch along the three edges 1 millimeter away from fusing through all layers. Stitch over turned lower edge, but don't stitch over seam allowance of undercollar piece. Leave 2 mm at the ends. Lock seam. Cut notches on shaped corners. Turn the collar with right side out. Pull out the corners neatly and press.
Shirt collar with stand. 0 to 1 is neck divided by 2, that is 14 cm. 0 to 2 is 3 cm. 2 to 3 is 3.5 cm. Now square out from 2 and 3 and mark 4 and 5. 5 to 6 is 1.25 cm. 4 to 7 is 1 cm. 6 to 8 is 1 cm. Now shape 3 to 9 to 8. 5 to 9 is 1/3 of 5 to 3. 2 to 10 is 1/3 of 2 to 4. Now join 10 to 7 and extend the line. 7 to 11 is 2 cm. 1 to 12 is 2.5 cm. Now join 11 and 12. 7 to 13 is half of 7 to 10. 13 to 14 is 0.5 cm. Now shape 2 to 10 to 14 to 7 to 11. 12 to 17 is half of 12 to 15. 17 to 18 is 0.5 cm. 11 to 19 is 0.5 cm. Now shape 16 to 15 to 18 to 12. And then again shape 7 to 19 to 12. And then cut the pattern. Transfer the pattern of the collar and stand part on the fusible interlining and cut it on the outer lines. Lay the fusing piece over the sample cloth on the wrong side of the material along the grains. Pin and baste it. Cut the pieces. Place the fused piece of collar over the under collar of the sample cloth, matching grains and right sides together. Stitch the outer edge of the collar, having stitched 1 mm away from the fused interlining. Turn the collar inside out. Use bodkin to pull out all corners properly. Repeat the same process for stand as earlier for the collar part until you have cut both pieces of cloth. Cut balance mark at the center of upper and lower edge. Join fused stand piece and collar piece. Fused fabric side together. Place the collar flat on the stand piece. Tack first on the center balance mark and then adjust the collar on the one side edge of all seam allowance matching. In this procedure, you have to bend the collar to adjust the seam allowances. Place the unfused stand piece over the underside of the collar, matching balance mark and shape of the fused stand piece. Bast and stitch 1 mm away from the fusing. Finish the process. Skirts. Skirts play a major role in ladies' fashion garments. They may be classified according to their length. There are many kinds of skirts, basically plain, pleated, layered, umbrella, etc. Types of skirt. 4-panel skirt, yoke skirt, pleated skirt, layered skirt, 4-panel skirt. For drafting a 4-panel skirt, start by joining the points 0 and 1, which is basically full length minus belt width plus 3 cm, which is 59 cm. So we mark this point and we draw a straight line to 59 cm. That's about here. We join these points. Now 0 to 2, 3 cm. So this is 2. Square out from 0 to at a right angle. 0 to 3 is waist divided by 4 plus 2 cm. Now that is 18 cm. 1 to 4 is waist divided by 2 and that is about 32 cm. Now we square out from 1. Now that will be 4. Now we join 3 to 4 with a straight line. After this, we mark the point 5, where 3 to 5 is the same as 2 to 1. Now that is 56 cm. Now 1 to 6 is 1/3 of 1 to 4 and that is 10.5 cm. And this will be 6. Now we use a hip curve to shape the bottom. We join 1, 6 and 5. Now using a hip curve, we have to be very sure that all the 3 points are joined at the same curve. We alter the hip curve such that we get all the 3 points at one go. Right now, if I draw a line, I get 1, 3 and 6 in a single stretch. So this is our curve. Now we join 3 to 7, which is 5/8 of the opening, that is 10 cm. Let us first join 3 to 2. Now 3 to 8 is 8 cm, that is waist divided by 8. Now 8 to 9 is 7.5 cm. So we square out from 8. 8 to 9 is 7.5 cm. This point is 9. 8 to 10 and 8 to 11 is at a distance of 1.5 cm from 8. 10, 11. Now we join 9, 10 and 9, 11. This is our dart. Now this is your basic pattern. For master pattern, you have to take 0.75 cm at the sides and the top and 4 cm at the bottom. Mark 0.75 cm at either edges and join the line. Similarly, do for the rest of the sides. We mark 4 cm at 1, 6 and 5 and then use the hip curve to join those 3 points, just like we did above. Thereby, these lines are parallel to the main draft.
Notches. Notches are cut in the master pattern to indicate darts, seam allowances, turnings, openings, etc. Layout. Take 2 lengths of cloth equal to the length of the master pattern. Fold it widthwise, right sides together. Place the grain line mark of the master pattern components along the warp of the cloth. Mark all round the edges of master pattern on the cloth with the help of tailor's chalk and also transfer the marks component which you have already drawn. Draw straight lines with scale, the curved ones by free hand, maintaining equal distance. Draw the inner shape very carefully, since this is the actual shape of the garment. Transfer the darts and other marks to lower layer of the fabric with the help of tracing wheel. Cut on the lines of darts, turning and seam allowances on the cloth. Now, connect the notches and mark the seam lines, etc. Cut the components on the cutting line and pin the layers of each component. Preparing the machine. Before we go to stitch the garments, we must know how to prepare the machine. At first, we must know the correct sitting position while working on treadle sewing machine. While stitching on machine, light should face you from the left side. Height of the chair should be according to the body height. While stitching, the upper body should not be bended. Do not sit on but on the middle of the seat. To insert the machine needle, first loosen the needle clamp screw. Then, with the flat side of the shank facing away and groove of the needle facing towards the large thread guide. Now, let us see how to thread bobbin. Fill the bobbin with a few rounds of thread by hand. Put the spool on spool pin. Loose the stop motion screw on the flywheel of the machine. Insert the bobbin on bobbin winder from left side with the thread appearing on the upper side. Otherwise, rewind the thread. Pull down the bobbin winder lifter with the right hand. Insert the thread into the bobbin thread guider, which is placed on the base line of the machine. Take care to produce even winding. Put the bobbin into the bobbin case. Bring thread down into the tension spring. Pull thread over and around the end of the bobbin tension spring. Leave 10 centimeters long thread. Put the thread spool on the spool pin in such a way that the thread is movable from right to left. Put the thread through the thread guide on top of the face plate and then from back to the front on the tension device. Hold the bobbin case with left hand. Keep the knob up and put inside the shuttle. Hold the upper thread with the left hand. Turn the flywheel round with right hand so that the needle brings the lower thread up, forming a loop with the upper thread. Take two panels with right sides together. Stitch with plain seam a long basting line and locked seam at the ends. Then join the other panels in the same way. Leave the placket opening at left side of the garment. Two-piece placket. Fix the smaller facing on the right-hand side with right sides of fabric together. Baste and stitch on the seam line up to 10 centimeters length. Lock seam at the end. Fold the raw edge of placket piece by 1 centimeter on the wrong side. Turn the facing by 180 degree right side upwards. Press and stitch close to the edge up to the length of seam line. Place the sides 2 skirt saw over the other with right sides together. The skirt with bigger facing has to be on the top. Join them on the remaining unstitched seam line. Place and pin the casing on waistline, right side of casing and wrong side of petticoat together. Baste and stitch at a distance of 0.75 centimeters from the raw edge. Top stitch a parallel stitch line at a distance of 0.5 centimeters. Fold the bottom side through the bottom line. Check the measurement and stitch it. Take the placket side. Mark the hook position at false and eyes position at extended side. Place hook over the mark. Fill both the holes of the hook by 5 to 9 buttonhole stitches in each hole. Finish and press the skirt. Yoke skirt, drafting and cutting. Lay the brown sheet on the drafting table. Panels. 0 to 1 is full length minus belt width plus 3 centimeters, that is 59 centimeter. 0 to 2 is below 3 centimeters. 0 to 3 is waist divided by 4 plus 2 centimeter, that is 16 plus 2 is equal to 18 centimeters. 1 to 4 is waist divided by 2, that is 64 divided by 2 is 32 centimeters. Join 3 to 4 with straight line. Three to 5 is same as 2 to 1, that is 56 centimeters. 1 to 6 is 1/3 of 1 to 4, that is 11.25 centimeters. Shape bottom 5 to 1. 3 to 7 is seat divided by 8, that is 11.25 centimeters. Join 3 to 2 with straight curved line. 0 to 12 is seat divided by 5, that is 18 centimeters. 3 to 13 is seat divided by 12 plus 1 centimeter, that is 8.5 centimeter. 12 to 14 is equal to 1 to 15, that is 7 centimeters per gathering. Waist belt 0 to 1 is 4 centimeters. 0 to 2 and 1 to 3 is waist round, that is 64 centimeters. Keep 4 to 5 centimeter extra at 2 to 3. Plackets. The extended piece 0 to 1 is seat divided by 8 is equal to 1 centimeter, that is 12.25 centimeters. 0 to 2 and 1 to 3 is 6 centimeters. False piece 0 to 2 and 1 to 3 are 4 centimeters each. 0 to 1 is seat divided by 8 plus 1 centimeter, that is 12.25 centimeters. Master pattern. Add the following allowances to cut the paper pattern. Components for seam allowance and turnings. Bottom 2.5 centimeters. Waistline 1 centimeter. Side seam 2.5 centimeter. Waist belt and plackets are 0.75 centimeters. Yoke bottom and skirt top are 1 centimeter. Paper cutting. Cut the prepared paper pattern. Layout and cutting. Lay the fabric on the cutting table on widthwise folding with wrong sides facing upwards. Arrange the master pattern of skirt economically without wasting the fabric. Mark the outline of all skirt components as laid with marking chalk. Cut along the marking line with sharp shears and cut notches at darts. Pin all the components together for stitching. Stitch darts in the wrong side of yoke. Adjust the width of the skirt part with yoke piece by gathering the fabric between the marks on both sides. First, gather and then pin yoke to skirt part and set additional gathers for adjustment in the same operation. Stitch the plain seam. Make plain seam to join front and back part right hand side of skirt. Turn the fabric to the right side and stitch seam line at a distance of 2 mm from the previous seam line over the seam allowance side for top stitch. Attach placket pieces at back and front. Join the front and back on the placket side, leaving the placket portion open. Attach the applied casing on waistline. Push the false piece edge inside by 2 mm from extended placket seam line so that the upper placket covers the extended placket from right side of skirt and seam of placket will be invisible from right side. Top stitch on the edge line of casing. Finish the lapped placket piece. Turn the bottom of skirt first by 0.5 centimeters, then by 2 centimeters and stitch it. Fix hook and adjustable high on the extended part of waistband. Finish and press the skirt. Pleated skirt. Paper pattern drafting. Lay the brown sheet on the drafting table. 0 to 1 is full length minus 4 centimeters. 0 to 2 is waist divided by 4 plus 42 centimeters. 2 to 4 is 3 centimeters. 4 to 5 is 7 centimeters for pleat. 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 9 to 10, 11 to 12 and 13 to 14 are 3 centimeters each. 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 10 to 11 and 12 to 13 are 7 centimeters each for pleat. 0 to 14 is half of pleat. 2 to 15 is 8 centimeters for placket opening. Waistband. 0 to 1 is half of waist round, that is 32 centimeters. 0 to 2 is 8 centimeters. 1 to 4 is 3 to 5, that is 3 centimeters. Placket pieces. First piece 0 to 1 is 2 centimeters. 1 to 2 is 8 centimeters. 2 to 3 is same as 0 to 1. Second piece 0 to 1 is 4 centimeters. 1 to 2 is 8 centimeters. 2 to 3 is same as 0 to 1. Master pattern. Skirt part. Side seam 2.5 centimeters. Bottom 4 centimeters. Waistline 0.75 centimeters. Waistband 0.75 centimeters. All around placket 1 centimeters. Layout and cutting. Lay the fabric on the cutting table on widthwise fold with wrong facing upwards. Cut components on the marking line with sharp shears. Mark the outline of all skirt components as laid with tailor's chalk. Mark pleats position and seam allowances on the fabric. Remove the master pattern. Transfer the marking of pleats to the lower layer of fabric using tailor's chalk. Cut the notches at pleats and seam allowance markings. Knife pleated skirt stitching. Make plain seam to join front and back part on the right hand side of the skirt. Set knife pleats. Start pleating the front from placket side fold pleats all around. After setting the pleats by pressing, control the pleats on waistline by basting. Attach placket pieces at back 10.6 centimeters and at front 10.4 centimeters for 2-piece placket. Work on wrong side. Place the lapped placket side over the extended placket side. Prepare and fix the waistband. Turn wrong side of the garment out. Lock the placket end horizontally by placing extended piece over the lapped piece. Turn the stitched end of waistband, bringing right side of the fabric out. Fold the waistband on center line facing right side of cloth together. Finish the lapped placket piece. Join front and back on the placket side, leaving placket portion open. Turn the bottom of skirt first by 0.5 centimeters, then by 4 centimeters and stitch it. Fix hook and adjustable eye on the extended part of waistband. Finish and press the skirt.
अजकल जिथे दिखो लोग एक गै गल करा करदे न